crank it up loud. Let the story unfold. We're the masters of smash. Be brave and be bold. In the heart of the battle, we'll rise from the ground. With every beat pumping in a warrior sound.
What up? Good
What up?
afternoon. What's going on, everybody?
Welcome to Smash Masters Podcast, episode 66.
Yeah, still in the intro
Execute
from
order 66. Sorry.
That's nice. 66.
66. Now, if you don't know Star Wars, you don't know what I just said.
I don't know Star Wars at all,
I
but
know.
I do know Greg. Greg looks like he's having a great time.
Thanks for that. We worked hard on that new intro.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
oh,
it's I'm enjoying it myself. I think it's a good fresh take on
Get you pumped up, man.
Right.
I think it's badass.
yeah, it's
It's
good.
very cool.
It's good. I like it. So we got we did a giveaway. We had a little bit of a UPS mishap on this last one.
Oh,
which
yeah.
it happens. So sorry about that, Greg. I'll get you fixed up on it. But,
Sorry, Greg. The box showed up with nothing
Yeah.
in it.
yeah, somebody got freaking slide hammer and not Greg. But,
Oh boy, we'll put it in
Andrew,
a
what's up?
claim. We'll get it handled. We'll get you a new one out as soon as we can.
but in the meantime,
speaking
have-
of giveaways,
we have some new stuff. What are we giving away this time?
I don't know if you guys have seen the videos I've been putting out. I put one out on my dent shop and one out, and I'll put out this. I'll play the simple video right here. But I just canceled it.
You just canceled it, yeah. It's a tool that I put a small video out and I put it on my story of me using it a little bit. I've had it for a little while, been testing it, and it's been working really well.
I mean, PDR techs are familiar with wedges, and so
They're
we use
familiar with-
wedges.
Right.
For many things, but most notably to separate on the top of a door skin to the
Mhm.
glass, and you put the wedge in there to create a gap so you can slip the tool in.
Yeah.
And two of them came out at the same time, the inspection wedge and the wedge light, and they both had a light on it and they both light up the inside of the door. Great ideas. Well, Hudson came out and he's like, well, I'm going to make mine even better. I'm going to put a notch in it. And now it's a clip tool with a light in it. So it literally, you can handle all your clips with it, and it's still a PDR wedge. So check out my
Right.
video.
Does your clip tool have a light in it?
Yeah. So I'll mute that right there, but it's definitely it's impressing me. And I know y'all are looking at it going, that thing's gonna break. I said the same thing.
I've heard that, no telling how many times, but that it's sharp on the end, wheel wells on Dodges and stuff. It just goes right down in there and hits that clip just right, and it falls out without destroying or putting dimples and moldings or anything like that. That tool right there, once you get it, will move to the front of your situation. Like, it's a go-to tool.
Absolutely. You're still going to want your other tools that you might be using for the same purpose now, but this is what when I have clips or panels to pop off, this is what I grab. I mean, it's just instinctual now. And I've been grabbing the same tools for 20 years in a body shop, and it wasn't this. So that should say something. I look at my habits and how I use new tools, and I use that to decide how useful they are.
Something
at least
that's
to me.
Something else I found that works really well on that is usually you would have some type of pry tools to get off these plastic snap-in gas door lids. That thing does an amazing job on those. There's so many uses for it. Obviously, you're not going to be cranking on it just gigantic amounts, but for clips and little sensitive areas that you're not wanting to destroy, this thing it's an amazing tool.
Well, that's not working, so I'm going to remove it. Oh, well. I was going to play my other video of it, but it is very cool, and we are going to be giving away 5 of them.
Nice.
Five winners.
That's going to be crazy. So yeah, instead of one giveaway, we're going to do 5 times. So you guys,
5 of them.
you
So
guys,
pay
go ahead.
attention to our Facebook, and we will make a post, and our Instagram. I'll do both, so and in that way y'all can enter and make sure, even if you think you're following us, just head to the page and make sure.
right,
Because some of y'all that show up every week
are not following.
technically following us.
Right. And I don't think that you guys realize it because they've
I might
entered
send
like
out some notes.
right.
I might send out some notes because I don't think people know that they're not following us, and I want you to be included in the giveaway. So make sure you do that. You're going to have to follow us. You're going to have to like the post, and I think you're going to have to tag 3 friends. We'll see. Just make sure and read the instructions. I haven't made the post yet. It's going to be out this week.
Right. But this is going to be a 5 times giveaway, guys. This was going to be a good one. So yeah, look for it.
Greg says he
Absolutely.
needs a Gen 2 for the clip removal part. So yeah, you do. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool indeed. What's up, Tyler? Nice to see you. All right, so we got a great show for you guys tonight. We love these shows. We bring in Body Tech, and we find out their story,
Right.
and where they're going, where they're headed. Maybe they have questions, and y'all can help as well as us. Maybe we have questions for them. So let's bring them on out.
Let's bring him on in here.
Michael Price, thanks for coming on Smash Masters.
What's up, buddy? How's it
Appreciate the
going?
invite.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
Absolutely. I'm going to embarrass you for a second, and I'm going to thank you for making a purchase at the Smash Masters merch site.
Right.
I did notice you did that, and just so everyone knows, there is a Smash Masters merch site. You can get hats,
Right.
sweatshirts, t-shirts, all sorts of stuff.
There's
I'll
some
work
pretty
on
good
adding
stuff
more
on there. I
product to
mean,
it.
I can't lie.
Yeah.
It's some good stuff.
I love my Smash Masters sweatshirt.
Yeah,
I
right.
love the hoodie. The hoodie.
Yeah.
Comfortable. as-
Yeah, it's good, right? Real
Yeah.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah,
So-
definitely.
So, yeah, we're going to just kind of jump right in and, kind of, you've seen the storylines and stuff. So, like, how did you start in the collision field? Is there something that you wanted to do maybe before you got into collision? And
Yeah.
what
Something
your
you
path
did
look
do
like?
before collision.
Right.
Yeah. I was actually trying to sign up to be a mechanic at the tech school,
Okay.
and they wanted me to take all the gen ed stuff, and I just did that 2 years before in high school. I don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I seen with the collision repair, all I had to do was math and science to get a degree. So I told my cousin he can make them run good. I can make them look good.
Right.
So,
There you go. Oh, so your
Yeah.
cousin went into mechanical,
yeah.
same age.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, we grew up like brothers more than cousins.
Yeah. And what typically made you interested in other than you guys just trading paths or whatever? What was you like, man? I really enjoy what's going on over here.
Oh
So,
man, growing up, just loving cars, car shows, and then
Going to
movies.
car shows and
Fast and
seeing-
Furious, Gone in 60 Seconds. You can name it.
Yeah,
watching
I
that
can hear you.
stuff. So the custom aspect of it, kind of.
Let me break in
Yeah.
real quick. Josh Drago says it's too hot for Florida for a hoodie. I've seen y'all. It gets down to below 70, and y'all break out the winter jackets. You
Right.
can buy a hoodie, Josh.
We don't have any Smash Master shorts though. I mean, but we do have
No.
T-shirts. You don't have to buy a hoodie. We got T-shirts.
That's good. That's good. I just had to point that out.
Right.
Sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but I get it. So I mean, personally, I went to trade school and I toured my trade school not knowing what I wanted to do. All I knew is I wanted to work on cars. And to be honest, I don't think I even knew auto body was a thing before I
Yeah.
went and walked into that trade school. I just figured mechanics are mechanics,
Right.
and it shows that I had nobody in my life to be a mentor in that area. So anyway, I got in there and I toured both the auto body and the mechanical section, and I decided that I wanted to make cars look cool. You know, I mean, you can make them run good, sure, but I want them to look cool, like, because that's what I like. So that's why I got into auto body. So I can kind of relate.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
But
I'll
so
say,
you didn't go ahead. Go. Sorry.
I'll say just like you. I wouldn't say I learned a whole lot in tech school. Just the basics. Just the basics.
Yeah.
I skipped that part altogether. So I didn't go to anything.
Yeah, you didn't go to trade
I just
school.
went to a shop and was like, hey guys, I need to see about a job over here.
What up, Danny
Yeah.
Hacker?
That's kind of what happened there. What's up, Danny?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this a million times before, but I mean, I'll just quickly recap. I mean, I believe trade school, you don't learn anything in trade school, but I do believe it can be a good decision for those that have no connection to the industry. You do learn some basics. And then when you end up in a shop, now you have a piece of paper that says that you spent 12, 15, however many months in a program and you completed it. So you put the work in and you did it, which is a reason for that shop to keep you when they realize you don't know anything. You get out of trade school and you don't know anything.
That's
Everybody that's been listening knows that that's what I think. So
that's got to be the most important part. Absolutely, for sure.
Yeah, it definitely opened doors for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I mean, you might even get a few connections. You know, a teacher might know a shop owner that's looking to hire somebody. And if you show that tenacity, they might recommend you.
Right.
Yeah. I actually got into a restoration shop after my first semester because of connection with the teacher.
Oh, really? Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
What kind of restoration stuff did you have going on?
You name it, Tri-5 Chevys, Mustangs, 60s, 70s, muscle cars mainly.
Worked on that stuff.
Okay.
So what was your beginning stages as far as like the actual work? Like what were you doing in there? Like
What'd they
taking
have you
stuff
doing?
apart, or was you just sanding and putting epoxy primer and stuff on, or like
They had me wet sanding, but first day starting me out on a 69 Mach 1, one of my favorite cars of all time. Yeah, I don't think I slept that night. but yeah, wet sanding was the definitely the big main starting point for me.
So just to clarify, are we wet sanding primer or are we wet sanding clear?
Primer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, getting it nice and flat and getting it ready for paint and all that stuff. So you started out as basically prepping cars and all that stuff. Did you do any paint work at first, or did you do metal work, or how did that look?
I'd say I did paint work first, because then like he did a lot of the metal work, and then I started easing into some of the filler work, but mainly just the blocking and sanding and then painting.
Yeah. You know, that's kind of a trending thing. Most body guys, they started out in prepping, then they did a little bit of painting, and then they got into metal work or fab work and mud work and that kind of thing. So we've heard that how many times now? Like, I know more than a couple of
all
times.
of the times.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
it seems like every story.
Every of the times.
Yeah. So I guess that's how it goes when you get into restoration. You start out in prep, then do some paint. Did you paint for a while, or did you actually paint a bunch of cars, or what did that look like?
Really, I painted a lot of pedal cars.
Oh,
Had a guy that bought a lot of antique pedal cars all over the place.
Yeah.
I cut my teeth on those a lot, and then I started easing into painting, jamming stuff out, parts and stuff.
Yeah. Did you end up doing any fab work or anything? Yeah, you got some fans in here tonight. That's cool.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
got a good
lot of family.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's great.
Yeah, but metal work and stuff like that. Did you have a good mentor in to doing that, or did you just learn it mostly?
Did you get into metal work in the restoration shop?
Yeah. I eventually got to where I was replacing like inner and outer wheel wells, floor pans, quarter panels, A lot
Okay.
of fitting the aftermarket metal
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
Aftermarket.
That's what it
Yeah.
is.
That's tough to get some of that stuff to fit.
Yeah.
For real. Yeah, for sure.
Hmm.
And it looks like off time you do some paintball and stuff like that, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Telling the secrets, the weekend warrior type stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
B-ball, basketball.
is that that's
Yeah.
paint b-ball, huh?
Hard in that paint. You talking about the paint on the floor? Or was
Yeah,
that
he's
a
talking about
football?
basketball.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's basketball. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Well, that's cool.
I read it as paintball, like shooting paintball guns.
I would love to
Yeah.
ask you more about sports, but I mean, the most I
Yeah.
know is that there are balls in sports. It's like
Right.
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
really my thing. It's more cars, but
Yeah.
yeah, we'll get back
Yeah.
to that. So you're in wrestler work. You're doing it for like 3 years or so. You got into metal work and stuff like that.
I did it for 2 years.
Yeah.
2.5 years.
Yeah.
And then when I left that, I ended up looking for a collision shop.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
believe it or not, going to all the collision shops, they're all looking for somebody young. I
Right.
never called. And then I ran into a guy in another shop I went into that used to go in at tech school. He's actually a PPG rep.
Mhm.
And I guess he liked what he seen at tech school, or maybe the teacher talked to him, but he's the one that actually almost threatened the collision shop to hire me. Like, hey, you either hire him or I'm sending him to your biggest competitor. And that's how I got into collision.
All right. Yeah. So, I mean, you have to be pretty committed. You have to be pretty decent for somebody to stand behind you on that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah.
getting your foot in the door. What did your first shop kind of look like? Did you go back into detail or not detail, but prep work, or
Yeah,
you
did
was
it
at body
kind of
work at that
rewind?
point?
Straight and body work. Straight and body work. And
Straight body work.
no car lot car. Here's an insurance job. Here's
No
keys.
apprentice,
Go
no
at it.
helper, no nothing, huh? Just
No.
right in there.
That's good.
They said, we want you to watch this guy. He's really fast. Learn how to get fast first. And then they said, when you get pretty fast at it, we want you to watch this guy. But I went to, I figured him out a little bit, and I was like, I really like the quality of this guy, so I'm going to start going to that guy. But I learned anything and anybody I could learn from, I would try to absorb what I could anyway.
Right.
That's so management right there. We want you to learn how to be fast and then learn how to be good.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so management right there.
Right.
They just don't
Yeah.
understand it. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a bit of a backwards approach for sure. But what's I know you got some stories about beginning, like some of those shops. What is there anything you can tell us that maybe like somebody else could probably learn from if they're trying to get their foot in the door also? You have any crazy stories or anything like that?
Well, the first job was a pretty fun story. I like to tell people.
Yeah.
The first job in that collision shop they gave me, and somebody keyed down the side of it. I went to tear it apart, and the first thing I did was I broke the grill. And it was a Fusion. It was a chrome grill, and I told the boss, I was like, "Oh man, I broke the grill. Man, I'll pay for it." He goes, "Well, that grill's $500." I was like, "You take payments?" But he was like, "No, insurance will take care of it." But
Right.
yeah, they don't tell you that tear down parts that will break upon that, and then they can do that. But I had a friend step on a fuel pump one time on a truck, and he had to pay for that. But
yeah,
there's things that happen like that, and depending on where you're at, depending on what shop you're in, they will actually charge you. So that's one thing that is not common that people getting into the trade are really aware of, that insurance will pay on the tear down portion if it's related to the vehicle. Now, if you take the other side apart for whatever reason, then that's a whole different ball game. But and I've done that before. I've had a car pull into my bay, and it
Been
would
there.
be the right side of damage, just be tore all to pieces from front to back. But really, they wanted this small spot on the left side done. And I've taken the whole right side of the car apart before.
Yep.
Yeah.
You ain't done that. You ain't been in there.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Now you gotta get it to fit all back together,
Right.
all bent up and everything.
And you
Put it back
hope
the
you
way it
didn't
was.
break any of the stuff like beyond
Of course
where
you
it won't
did.
fit anymore.
We
you
ripped
know?
stuff off.
Right. And you
Why,
sit there
why
like,
shouldn't we? It's gonna
gosh,
get
man.
replaced anyway.
right.
Yeah. That do that once and it'll make you double check your repair order from that point on.
Right.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Right. I watched a guy one time cut a bedside off, and it wasn't supposed to be cut off. It was supposed to
No,
be repairs.
no.
I've seen that in multiple shops. Multiple
Yeah.
shops.
That's why I asked if you have any stories like that, because if you've been in there, you've done something to that effect. I mean, whatever
Yeah.
it is, and it's funny to hear. I mean, it sucks at the time, but when you look back, you're like, oh well, you know, I went through that and we prevailed and we got past it and everything's cool. But
Yeah.
So my next question, your answer is probably going to be most different from other people. We ask everybody this, every body tech. How long from when you started working on cars, and I guess you could start in the restoration shop, was it until you felt comfortable taking on a job by yourself? And what I mean by that is taking on an insurance job by yourself.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would say 4 or 5 years, including the restoration.
mhm.
So like
That's
3 in the
right on
collision,
track.
maybe. Yeah.
So when you got this first job in this collision shop, you weren't really ready for it, was you? But you were like, "Yeah, we're gonna see what happens." Just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
until you make
I
it.
was even thinking, I was like, well, and oddly enough, we did some wrecks in the collision shop, and this was one that we had scheduled for the collision shop, and then ironically, first collision shop I go, the restoration job ended up at the collision shop. So,
yeah,
but luckily, like I said, it was just scratches, so it was pretty well comfortable with that.
right. Nothing too crazy to start out with, and generally that's way a shop. They won't give you nothing too crazy to start, just
Yeah.
to kind of see what you can do, and then they'll eventually start feeding you bigger and harder hit
Oh yeah,
stuff.
they wrap it. They did it fast because I mean,
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
for sure I was putting on quarters within that first year.
Mhm.
But
In the bottom of
But-
the collision shop.
yeah, but
That makes sense.
like I said, and it was a shop full of people that are already drawing their retirement checks. So
Right.
a lot of experience. So I wasn't too shy to ask questions.
Right.
And they were willing to
That's the
help.
main thing. Oh yeah, absolutely. Well,
That's good.
my main mentor there, yeah. Some people, not so much, but
Yeah, you'll have those.
you fill them
people.
out.
Yeah.
You know what I
right.
mean?
Right. And
Generally, you find that person that you really respect and is helpful, and the person that you go
Yeah.
to pretty much for everything.
mhm.
Yeah.
In most shops. So as long as you got that,
And I even had some good mentors in the paint shop. You know, I wasn't afraid to take critique from anywhere. So first thing I did when I met the paint guys, I'm like, look, I messed up something or whatever, just let me know. That's the only way I can
Yeah.
learn. You
Right.
know, so
I mean, that's a good approach, and
that's really good.
yeah,
Um,
that'll help you out in the long run, because you don't
Yeah.
want to go to a shop thinking you know everything, because you can learn anything from anybody at any time. So you don't want to feel like you've already hit max all you can learn.
yeah,
Um,
I
I
feel
think that's the
like
biggest thing I see.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Is
I feel
that
like the relationship between the body tech and the painter is the most important as well.
that 70-year-old guy with a cigarette in his mouth. Yeah, he'll get you the best advice.
Yeah.
He's got some stories for sure. He's got
Yeah.
some stories. I know he does. It's probably some really wild ones doing, especially if he's done body work for 40 years plus. He's probably got some crazy stuff. But
I definitely. Sorry, can I finish that thought? No, I definitely believe that the body tech and the painter need to have a good relationship. And the way you said that you went to the paint and said, "Let me know if I mess up," the painter is who is checking your work, and you
Yeah.
are who is checking the painter's work.
Mhm.
So for you to have a good relationship where you can tell each other when something's not right without having to go to the management and throw them under the bus, it creates a whole better work relationship for sure. So
Yeah.
I recommend that to anybody getting into a body shop. First thing to do is just go and meet your painter, go and meet your body tech, and
Yeah.
just, you don't have to be best friends, but be a team, you know.
Yeah.
Get that common goal of, we want to get these jobs done right the first time and out the door and never come back. That's
Yeah.
Right.
and we'll make loads of money together, you know. And
Yeah.
who doesn't want to make that, you know? Who doesn't? And if you're working against each other, you're just throwing money out the window.
Yeah. And
It-
that shop was all hourly across the board. So the painter
okay.
was as much as a mentor to me as my main mentor, body tech. So
Yeah.
And that's a good situation to be learning in for sure.
yeah.
Have you done both hourly and flat rate? Or have you
Yes.
just
Yes.
done
I've been
hourly?
flat rate the past 5 years now.
5 years.
So-
Okay.
Yeah.
So give us some situations where flat rate and might benefit or hourly might benefit in a situation. What do you see? Like, you've been on both sides.
Yeah.
What kind of takeaways are there? Let me say that.
I definitely think the hourly really benefits in the beginning of where I was able to learn, no pressure.
Mhm.
It didn't matter if I took more time, just long as the results were there in the end. Even
Right.
though sometimes they weren't always there, but
Sure. Yeah, it happens.
but then my first experience into the flat rate, I was lot more seasoned. I was about 8 years in, and the amount of money just you make being efficient is crazy. And I think once I got flat rate, I even refined my process to be more efficient
Mhm.
compared to when I was hourly.
Yeah. So let's dive right into something right here when you said efficient, because I see all the time people saying the toolbox don't make the tech. But is that really true? Because if you've got a cart that you've got set up in the way that you want to be like, you have your go-to tools set up, I mean, that's the toolbox has made you efficient in that point. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
Like the
Organization is just as important.
Right, like the wedge light we're talking about. Like, if you have some good tools, you have a good setup. You don't have to have a lot of the craziest thing, but stuff like that is where you really start to shine in flat rate. In my opinion, that's what I did. Had everything set up to where it was easy to grab. You didn't really have to look at your card or your toolbox. You just knew exactly where it was.
Everything
And,
has its spot. You know when something's missing because you just open a drawer and there's an empty spot.
Mm-hmm.
Efficient.
That's the thing. And if you really didn't have these toolboxes and stuff that they have out nowadays, where they've been critiqued by mechanics and body guys and stuff to build them in these ways that make us good, you wouldn't have that efficiency level. Is what I'm getting at. So I am of the opinion that a toolbox will help make a good tech more efficient and better. That's really
absolutely
all I was getting at. Yeah.
It's a good point.
That's my take on it. I mean, I hear it all the time that it doesn't make it, but it really kind of does. And
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, I've always believed that. I never personally worked without enough tool storage space. So
yeah,
I never experienced the whole piling tools on top of each other inside drawers, to dig through things until now with my PDR mobile business. So now I'm working on making my vehicle as efficient as possible for tool storage. So it's the same game, just in a different way.
Yeah, pretty much. Your car is just a giant toolbox with drawers at this point,
Right. I'm putting the drawers in it pretty much.
A street legal toolbox.
because you better bet when I first went out there, all the tools were just piled on top of each other back there. It sounded like a bunch of chang glang, just constant, just all the tools piled up on the back.
Yeah, that's
yeah, and then being at a job, you're unorganized. That's no fun.
Process and organization makes production
For sure.
80 hours.
I think I missed out on all of that by never working flat rate. I never really I did make myself efficient. I had bosses telling me, well, these are your hours. We need more, so there was constantly the motivation to do more, but having it affect your pay directly is a big motivator.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that first shop didn't have any sheets that showed what you get paid. So I didn't have a clue until I went to the second independent shop. And that really opened my eyes on wow, I fixed that, didn't it pays that much?
Right.
And I was still hourly at that shop though, but I really learned how to write supplements and really write stuff properly, and procedures, because that was the first shop that started printing out procedures for me.
Yeah.
So that was a huge step for me.
That's absolutely huge. Learning how to write, you can practically write your own ticket on your supplement. You don't need a good writer at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It gets kind of difficult when you're learning all this stuff. I mean, I would say it's probably better if you're starting out where you don't have to pay attention, like you said, on the hourly to your flat rate and all the details.
For sure.
So, the first shop didn't give you all this paperwork and stuff. You just kind of learned. You kind of got in there and jumped in and learn from your mistakes. We call them, failing forward and stuff. But you get those out. Now your efficiency starts to come in, and you're learning writing estimates. Did you do any estimating at all, or get into that?
Ironically, I ended up back up at that first shop, and because it was moving back home.
Back and the one that you first started at, the hourly one.
Yeah, they offered me a bunch of money to come back.
Okay.
And
on that,
the estimator had a really early premature baby and had missed a lot of work. And now that I kind of learned how to write some, they asked for help in the office. I ended up writing for about a year and learning a lot on that side of things.
Not bad.
I mean, ordering parts, handling different insurance companies, DRP, non-DRP, just huge benefit.
Yeah, you kind of see what in each detail what they want, because they all want something different, and they all say, well, we can't pay for this or that or the other. So that really just comes with the experience part of it. But
so I'm forgetting if we hit this really quick, but did you learn painting as well?
I did. At some point in that period, I ended up doing side work. And I got really big on that to help pay bills. And that painter, mentor of mine, I mean, he really, really showed me the ropes on a lot of that.
Okay. The only reason I ask, so you've done the metal side, you've done the painting side, you've done the estimating side. And you did tell us before the show that you're working as a mentor right now. So that's kind of like being a foreman supervisor kind of deal, because you have people under you. They're kids, but you know. Any interest in owning your own shop someday?
At one point I was, but right now, the way the benefits and insurance and pay is for me right now, it'd be very hard to leave.
Okay.
Right now.
All right.
So
so you're happy being an employee. You found the value in being an employee somewhere, getting your paycheck, 5 o'clock, go home, not worry about it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I get it. So I came to kind of the same conclusion when it came to
Yeah.
body work. I wanted to own a body shop, and the more I learned about it, the more I was like, I like the body work.
Yeah.
I think I want to be an employee.
When I was doing the side work and you turn that faucet on, it is hard to turn it off. And you're wearing all the hats.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you do wear all the hats.
Well,
Speaking of
That's great that you got that
Yeah.
kind of experience. Sorry, go ahead, Nick. I just wanted to get
speaking
that
of
thought.
that, and we was talking about getting doing estimating and stuff. So Andrew wants to know what's your process for getting paid for something that was originally denied. It's a good question.
Depends on what I'm getting denied on. So if it's like say an aftermarket fender, and really shouldn't be putting it on, but
Yeah.
we'll get pictures of test fitting it and not fitting. And depending on the insurance company, I may have to, like, I would order both at the same time, the aftermarket and the OEM, and get pictures of it not fitting, and then let them know, hey, like, we can have one now. I already had it. But
Right. That's
as far
I've
as
seen
repair
that.
times, just pictures,
Yeah.
through the whole process.
Do you have a detailed picture process? Like, do you map the car efficiently, or what's your take on that? Like, do you use certain colors, or do you just what do you
Yeah,
do?
it depends on the adjuster for me now. Some of them don't
Okay.
like to crowd in the original pictures and then see it in the process, but
Mhm.
I'd definitely rather trace out the body lines, the dents, sharp, double panel, kind of
Right.
bringing some of the PDR language I think should be introduced into the
The
repair
worlds
process
are
on body.
combining.
Right.
The worlds are merging. They really are. We're allowed to use their tools in terminology. They're allowed to use our tools in terminology.
Mhm.
So
Do you
Yeah.
use a light when you write your tickets now?
I am now. I have been probably the past few months now, but
I
yeah.
seen that.
Tyler Miller says Photoshop the picture.
So,
Yeah.
how long did you say you've been using the light for?
For as far as like estimating or
Estimating.
whatnot, probably past few months.
Okay,
Uh,
so relatively new to that kind of thing, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Since you're kind of fresh into that, what's some benefits you see as far as getting your detailed pictures and stuff? Is there any at all, or what do you think?
Oh, absolutely. The size of the dent for one, like
Right.
I was nowhere near seeing it,
Mm-hmm.
and then it helped me kind of plan a little bit more too, as far as
Yeah.
how I'm going to fix that in my head and everything.
Mhm.
And I also took Gene Fetty's Master GPR class
That's
and learned how to read it.
class. That's a good class to take. And knowing how to read the light and all that stuff. Let's go back to insurance companies, though. Are there any pushback as far as using lights, as picture wise and stuff? Have they gave you any trouble about that or anything?
Not yet,
Okay.
but I don't know if I'll even hear about it now because the shop I'm at now I have an awesome estimator that really does a great job getting us paid.
Yeah.
Isn't that great? We
Oh,
got somebody
world's
on that
difference.
Oh my goodness.
That's a good service writer will completely break a shop or do great.
Or make it.
Make a shop. If you've got a good one, the shop is going to do well. If you've got
They're
one that's
control
mediocre,
of the profit.
yeah,
They're in control,
right.
complete control of the profit. And as
Absolutely.
soon as they believe that they're not, then there's a problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. No, that's great. That's great that you have a good one. It's a little rare.
It is.
Yeah.
I've got a few good ones at the moment too, but I've worked with plenty of bad ones. So that's good that you are.
Yeah, that's and running your own shop and stuff, you'll find that the marketing part plays a huge role in it, regardless of how well that you can fix anything.
Yeah.
And, you still have to sell it, and selling it can sometimes be a really difficult task. And being a tech, you're kind of like being the the owner portion because you have to sell this job. You have to sell all these things. You have to kind of market them, and like a good
Yeah.
service writer pretty much just takes all that pressure off somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I-
constant educating somebody somewhere,
Mhm.
whether it's customer, insurance, estimator,
right.
other body techs. Yeah.
I've the reason I asked if you had pushback on the light is because I've had a few insurance adjusters do pushbacks on lights as far as, well, that's probably distorting pictures or that's probably not accurate. But once you detail the photo like you were talking about, some they don't want you crowding photos too much with detailed writing and stuff. Once you put that
Yeah.
light on there and show, hey, this is 10-inch or whatever, this is that, or 2 style lines, there's really no denying it at that point.
Yeah.
If they are denying it, it just has to be the person itself not willing to negotiate or see what the value is really. I mean, just when it comes down to it.
I have
But
found
since
that
I've
I
been
have-
using the light, we've been dealing with hailstorms, so maybe that's the reason why I haven't gotten any
Yeah.
pushback.
Okay. So
that makes sense.
Yeah,
I have
that-
found that my estimators and me and the people reading the photos have a better time. You know those pop up like line boards, like it's a circle.
Yeah.
Like it's a couple feet. Great for photos.
right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We
great
got
for
all
photos.
kinds of those.
Yeah. Those are great for insurance photos, and the light is great, but I find it easier to take the photos with that line board with the big thing.
Mhm.
So anyway, and
Yeah.
I'm finding it shows the damage just as nicely as a light.
It does. I mean, it shows all the more details of where the distortion is. Sometimes
To
if
the
you're doing light,
uneducated person,
Right.
it
So,
shows it easier.
I'll what I found works is show one with lines and the exact same photo without lines. So if you do
That's a good
double of
idea.
those, you really can't go in denial at that point. And try, I guess, for the crowding up part as far as marking it, you don't have to get too crazy with it, but they can get the general idea.
Yeah.
Oh, I go crazy. I write as much as I can.
Well, I'm talking about like on the panel, like to
Yeah.
get top dollar for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I write all over it. That thing looks like a Bible when I'm done. And I'll send a picture without it too. But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
definitely it's definitely written up like crazy. If there's stuff to write, if there's less
Right.
on there, then there's not as much to write. I just make the letters bigger.
Right. I will. I'll take, and I don't know if you guys do this or not, but I would take and I would fill that section of writing up. I would address it to the windows of the particular panel that I was working on. Take those pictures with that, and that way you don't have all that writing on the panel. But either way works.
Good idea.
Either way,
You're
works.
you're also dealing with it a lot more being a BDR business owner.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about even before then when I was in collision, I would
Oh, okay.
dedicate a lot of that to the windows. And
Okay.
I find that being in PDR, that does help.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
I want to know about glue pulling.
Mhm.
So you do some glue pulling, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
When did you get into that, and how did you get into it?
I would say 1920 COVID-ish days, seeing Danny Hacker on TikTok and then
Mhm.
watching you guys getting into it. And so I didn't go into it fast. I actually
Mhm.
started out with the K-bar
Okay.
and the stuff it came with.
that
and,
your first purchase?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you purchased the stuff and just kind of went right on in there, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. And
That's actually the set
Dick.
I recommend to people when they're asking what to start with, the K-bar kit.
yeah. And didn't stick too good because I didn't follow
Right.
the 6Cs very, very thoroughly.
Same here.
Right.
But-
But at that time, though, to be fair with them, they didn't really have the 6C process, like,
Yeah.
or it might have been on a website or something. But then again, you couldn't find it until they
Yeah.
started sticking it on those little appliques they give you, and that kind of helps. But when you're first starting out and you don't know what to do, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes
You
I'll
know,
get something to pull. Sometimes I wouldn't. But the master GPR class, like, I think the main thing I was missing was the temperature. You know,
Mhm.
that unlocked a lot for me.
Right.
That was what I was missing as well. My first
Yeah.
training opened up. The master class you're talking about is the Automotive Appearance Institute GPR master class.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Great class, online class for everybody who's looking into learning glue pulling, especially as a technician. It's affordable. It's online. Do it at your own time. You always have access to it. He does add sections as things come out. So, like, you pay for it once, you might get videos for life.
Yeah.
But it's just unbelievably knowledge packed into that course.
It
It's-
is.
Yeah.
I had already taken an in-person Gene Fetty class and a bunch of other training and PDR training, and then I did his online, and I learned so much more through his online course.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah,
What the tabs are supposed to do, amazing.
Isn't
Right.
that the best part? The anatomy of the tab section.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
learned so much from that. He's like, look at this tab and look at this tab. They look the same, right? It's like, they'll pull different, and this is why, you know. And he
Mhm.
explains it. I
Yeah.
nerd out on that kind of stuff.
I'm actually looking forward to, not tomorrow, but the following Tuesday, we got our in-person Kiko training at the shop.
Oh,
Do you know who's
nice.
coming?
I think Scott. I don't know the last name, but I
Scott
think
Staten.
his name's Scott.
Scott State.
Scott
Yeah,
Staten.
yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, him.
He's a great
He's
guy.
coming out. He's coming out. Yeah, he'd be good. He's a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah. He's actually the COO of Kiko.
Right.
Oh no, really? My boss was messing with him. He's called the schedule. He's like, "Where's this Danny Hacker guy? We're hoping to get VIP."
Oh no!
Oh, man.
The COO. This guy is a great dude. You're gonna love learning from Scott.
Yeah.
Right.
He taught Danny everything Danny knows.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm kidding about that, Danny.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know if you're still watching.
Oh, I talked him into buying the L2E kit, and that's why we got it.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Cool.
I mentioned it, but I work for Caliber, and so they got.
Yeah.
I mean-
Yeah. That's
What-
awesome. So you were telling us, you mentioned it before the show,
Yeah.
and we have had Caliber on to talk about their TAP program. So you are a TAP Caliber mentor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you
So
enjoying
there's.
that?
Yes. In the beginning, maybe not so much, but I am now.
Okay.
But they got two different types. They got hub stores. So each region has their store where the mentor is, you know, just like a salary, and he can have as many TAP students at one time, and you know, everybody's hourly. So you don't really you get able to take your time and show everybody.
Mhm.
Right.
And where I'm, you know, flat rate, I didn't enjoy it in the beginning because I'm like, man, if it comes between the student and my family, you know, my family's always going to come first. But
Sure.
but the more I worked with him, eventually, one day stuff clicked. I mean, he's been doing extremely well.
Mhm.
Okay.
And but
Yeah.
I actually got into it because the other guy was wanting to get out of mentorship, and I didn't want the shop to break up. So
Yeah.
that's how I fell into it.
And the shops, they give, or I don't want to say give, but they set up the tech with tools and stuff, right? They have like do they still use the gear wrench stuff? Like
Yes, the gear wrench stuff.
Okay.
They got some pretty good stuff in there too, like a 3M belt sander and stuff like that. You know,
Mhm.
It's a nice setup.
It
from
it
what I-
was put together by a body tech as a beginner set, and gets the guy kind of in the ballpark and get started,
Yeah.
and he can build his setup as he likes it from there. But
Well,
I
so
thought
we're
that was
talking
really
two
cool.
different toolkits here. When they're in the program, they're given one to use, not one to keep. And then when they leave the program, they're given a toolkit to keep.
I think from the way they explained it to
know.
me was he was going to get to keep the
Yeah.
gear wrench set once he
Yeah.
graduates
Gear wrench set.
And-
yeah. So
and stays there for 2 years
Yeah, he keeps it.
afterwards.
He just
Yeah.
has to
There's-
stay there.
I have to go back and watch, but there's a bigger toolkit that they don't get to keep that they get to use. Or maybe it's only in hub stores. I don't know. It's,
It may be, yeah.
It
that
may
sounds,
be.
it might have been. It was something like that. There was a cart full of tools, and
Yeah.
they laughed at us when we thought they took them with us. So it's-
Yeah.
they yeah. Anyway, they do get a nice toolkit at the end of the mentorship
Yeah.
program, for sure.
But I know
But
MSOs get a bad rap, but as far as the stuff they have in place for growth, the stuff they have in place for like wanting to learn the checklist of how to do things right, the procedures and everything, like they're very strict on this stuff. Like my student probably should have done graduated,
Yeah.
but they haven't had the guy be able to come down and really, they want to see him cut it off, make sure you don't cut off quarter panel, make sure you don't cut through anything, and weld one on and really inspect this thing. So it's not like they're just, trying to throw people out there to make a paycheck,
Right.
this is when people ask me the blanket question of how do I get into the auto body trade. This is my number one suggestion is to go to
Absolutely.
Caliber and get into their tab program. And Crash Champions takes on apprentices. It's not as structured as a program as the TAP program from Caliber, but they do that too. They take people in.
Mhm.
And so,
Yeah.
that's the best way to learn this trade.
Right. It is.
Get paid to learn, and you're actually going to learn because you're working on customer vehicles with actual people that are in the industry rather than going to a trade school where you're not. You're learning basics.
And
Best.
even if you get in here, they're willing to work with you. Like, say you get in this and you're like, man, I really don't like doing body work, and
right.
they'd be like, let's try this position and see if it likes you more. Maybe you're more technology savvy and you can
Cool.
become an estimator or prepper, painter, parts. They're willing to move you around. They're willing to work with you.
Right.
That's awesome.
Right. And that's the difference between not all independent shops, but most. If you live a certain or you want to move, they will set you up with the store where you're wanting to move to.
Caliber.
And and it makes it way easier to whereas if an independent shop that once you leave that town, you've left that shop.
Yeah.
And sometimes it may not be your decision. Sometimes it may be something else your family needs or a new whatever. But that's one thing that's a huge plus with them is just because, like, say you went from Texas to Pennsylvania, you can find a Caliber. You don't have to unemploy and lose your benefits or all that kind of stuff. You can do mentorship program at one of them stores, just like you were at your past job, just in a different location.
Yeah.
And
to learn and get paid to learn and not have to pay school tuition, and on top of that, you starting out with your 401k, insurance. Like it's so much. I mean, you cannot go wrong. Can't.
Yeah. There's a huge learning curve as far as being a mentor as well. Like it's one thing to know how to do the stuff, but it's another to show somebody in detail and in true form,
be able to explain it without just taking over.
Right. Expressing how these programs and stuff need to work. What's the best efficient way? And I know that
I've always been a share of information. Like I figure something out, I'm like, dude, you got to try this. I've really been trying to push the glue pulling on everybody, but sometimes you got to
push it, man. Let's do it.
At first, they would make fun of me, you know. But
Hell yeah.
once they start seeing some of the stuff, they're like, "You mind if I try that?"
Right.
And then,
Right.
now
It
they're all
might be
excited for the training this coming Tuesday on the 19th.
Awesome.
Nice.
That's awesome. No,
That
it,
is
it
cool.
with the guys that I've been like, I did the same Kiko training as a whole shop full of people, and nobody else started glue pulling except me in that shop.
Yeah.
And it maybe took a good year of me doing it and then showing them what it can do.
hmm
Then they're like, oh,
Yeah,
and like they'll come over and they'll be like, hey, I think I got something good for lateral tension. And I'm like, and then I go
Yeah.
over and I make the dent just go, and they're like, and then from that point on, they want to glue pull everything. They want to buy
Everything.
Cam Auto kits and this and that. You know, it's
Yeah.
like
The
love
the
it,
main
you know, but they just love
problem,
to see it.
yeah, the main problem is body techs want to grind the panel off because that's the way to do it traditionally. Grind all the
Yeah.
paint off so you
Get
can
that
get to
paint
that metal.
right out of the way.
But
right.
this way, putting a light up to it, if you have a light, you want to use a light, that takes the whole way of doing things and turns it upside down. So sometimes it can look or feel like, man, I'm not as fast. I'm going slower, but really
That's what it
your
feels
process is just different, and it takes some getting used to.
Yeah.
It takes some time to figure out reading lights and all that kind of stuff. So,
Like you
like,
get to the point where you're doing 5-hour dents in about half hour, you know, and it's no primer, no filler, no nothing, and it's just
No dust.
practice,
Mm.
no
Yeah.
dust. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
dude.
that's a bonus.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you can't have
no
filler.
man.
You can't have pinholes in body work if you ain't got any filler on there.
Right,
Yeah.
right. You ain't gotta wait for that primer to flash if you don't need it, you know.
Yeah.
Just shoot it.
So,
Um,
Andrew says he has mixed thoughts about caliber. Seems like it depends on the location you're at. I would
we
say,
know that about you, Andrew.
Absolutely.
I would say that with
Absolutely.
any shop, like we touched on earlier, if you have a good manager or good service writers there, your shop is really going to shine. And
Yeah.
if you don't, and it's just not going to be as efficient, it's not going to be as good a place to be. And unfortunately, with Caliber having how many shops now? 2,000. I mean,
Yeah. It's
they've
crazy.
it's just stuck out there so much more that you would think, oh well, it's all this hate and negativity, but really they've got way more shops and locations than
Yeah.
the average shop owner does. So that's
For
why
sure.
you see more of that.
For
And like I
sure.
said,
And-
it's not the calibers that are doing some of this stuff that people say. It's the people that aren't as educated, I'd say, or fighting ways back. Because I mean, they're helping us like with this whole aftermarket thing. They're like, dude, just take a picture of it. Let's get OEM, or
Mhm.
Right.
you know, they're pushing all the right stuff that we all want,
Mhm.
but not the people in place are always in place to do that. You know, at
Yeah.
every store.
So what I want to take away from this, and I was thinking about this the other day, actually. We had Matt Ebert, the CEO and founder of Crash Champions, on not too long ago. And he had stepped back for a moment and he had asked us, he said, what am I doing wrong? What can I do better? And we did have a few suggestions for him, but something I thought about the other day is honestly just really try and keep on top of who's managing your stores
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
how good they are. I can see how you can get stuck on the quality of your technicians,
Right.
but
Yeah.
it's really, I mean, everybody will admit that the stores are better or made or broken with the management.
Right.
So
Yeah.
if you
I
focus
feel like-
on that, then the good techs will come and they will stay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like the rapid growth makes it hard.
It
You know,
does.
buying
it's hard.
2,000
I'm not gonna-
stores.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
going to say
absolutely.
that it's super easy thing to take care of. It's
Yeah.
just, you know,
Yeah.
he did ask what we thought
Right.
were.
I actually really liked a lot of things he said, even about their quote unquote TAP program as well, saying
I
that,
agree.
you know, he knows it's not perfect. You know, he knows it needs work, you know, and
Those are really impressive
Sometimes
guys.
us techs don't get to hear stuff like that. You know.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
really
we-
I really enjoyed the stuff he said.
Yeah, we made the point of one of them was, hey, make sure that your guys that are doing the work feel appreciated. You know, go back there and tell
Yeah.
them, hey, the customer really
Oh,
liked
right,
this car,
yeah.
or the
Yeah.
paint was really looking good. I mean, this car turned out great. We just want you to know we appreciate you and stuff like that.
Well, I'll tell you
sometimes
what, I
that can
also
get
got
lost.
awards.
Yeah.
A best in tech, I think is what it's called, but like
Yeah.
and it's really based on not really
Caliber.
specifically me.
Yeah.
It's based on the whole store because our office has to they get people to do these reviews, and based on how many hours you turn and how many great reviews and you get a best tech award, which is a glass plaque and a little bit of a bonus, but
Right.
I mean it's still an appreciation that you didn't know was coming.
right.
I've
It's-
never gotten anything like that.
It's not a pizza party.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an actual thing.
No.
Right.
Showing like
It's a real thing.
specifically for you. I mean,
Yeah,
that means something to some people.
That's
I
a
mean,
big
something-
deal.
yeah,
That's something
absolutely.
that you can hang up on in where your bay is or whatever, you know. I mean, like
Yeah.
Stefan's got back there, he's got all kinds
Right.
of stuff.
Yeah.
So
You gotta, yeah. It's a big deal. It's nice to be
Mhm.
recognized. It's nice to be told you're doing a good job in more words than just that.
Right.
So
Yeah.
and body techs never even hear that.
mhm.
So
Right.
for anything, I mean, that's great. I'm glad to hear that, and I'm glad that they gave that to you because you deserve it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
for sure.
Absolutely, you do.
And you've got enough comments coming in here saying that you're the best. So
Right. There was a
Must
ton
be
of them
something to
coming
it.
through. Yeah,
No.
right.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to
there you
hire-
go.
You're gonna have to hire a carpenter to take that,
You gotta get a
put that door back up when you get
Yeah,
out. Of
This is why the hairline's receding. The head's growing.
Yeah, right.
No, it's gonna be gone, believe me.
Yeah, I mean, actually, this is the Smash Masters hat right here.
Nice.
Yeah,
Well, see, so we got a model.
Shameless
model of
plug.
our-
Yeah, right.
right there.
Nice.
But anyway,
That's cool.
no, thank you very much for coming on the show. You great guests. I appreciate it. Just for other people's benefit. That I mean, we've asked a lot of people to come on. They're a little too nervous to come on. Was
Mhm.
it that bad?
Oh no, I mean,
Easy. You
Uh,
weren't nervous. That was clear. But like
No.
just wanted to hear from someone who's been on the show if you enjoyed it or whatever.
very very simple. There's no
Good.
learning curve or anything really. It's just
Yeah, we try to make it as comfortable as possible because I know once
Yeah.
you get on the camera the first time and you're in front of a live audience and stuff, and you got people asking questions and you hit stuff on the spot, you can have like a bit of memory loss or something that makes you forget and then you
Happens to me
kind of
every week.
you know
yeah,
it does, but it gets
ADHD
easier.
right here.
Hey, you done a great job,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah,
hope
good.
to see you maybe on some other podcasts and stuff in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anything, this makes me more willing to even start making videos. You know,
hell
like
yeah.
you guys.
Get that content
yeah.
out there. Get that stuff
Get
going.
yourself out and network and go to like SEMA and like talk to people. Tell them don't be afraid.
I'm planning
tell
on going
them
to
make
SEMA
videos.
this year, and then I'm wanting to go to MTE as well.
Nice.
Well, we'd love to
That's-
meet you at MTE. We're not doing SEMA, but we go to MTE every
Yeah.
year, or at least I do.
Yeah.
I think Nick's is
Yeah.
going.
I think I'm gonna go start going every year too. Not quite into the PDR world, but I definitely want to get into it.
You don't have to be.
It's
It's just,
not about that. Yeah, it's about putting your hands on
Yeah.
tools. That's it.
Yeah,
the first year I went there was in 2024. I wasn't known as PDR guy. Me and Stefan, both,
Yeah.
we was the body guys around there. They're like, oh, look at these two body guys. They're here hanging out with us. So
Us and
Yeah.
Danny Hacker were hanging out.
right.
Yeah.
Body guys hanging out in the PDR world.
But it's showing up and approaching the situation in a different look, a different light, learning stuff, networking, all that kind of stuff. And it's fun. It's a good time. You get to meet a lot of different
it's a
people.
big
You get to
party.
learn some things, tools that you don't normally get to see except on the phone or whatever you're looking at. You can hold all of them. You can see them. You can look at what's coming out. And regardless or not, if you're doing PDR, all this stuff is useful in the collision world. It really is.
Yeah.
Dent fixing tools. They're not PDR tools, they're dent fixing tools.
Dent fixing tools. Yeah, that's really what it is.
I got one more thing before we sign off.
What's up?
It's an announcement. You mentioned MTE. Something at MTE that they do every year, for people who don't know, is the Dent Olympics. And one of the competitions is a tag team competition where there's 2 dents. So 2 guys or 2 girls, 2 people go out and they fix the 2 dents. And only one person can work on the vehicle at once. The other person cannot. But the 2 people have to fix these 2 dents. And they have, what, an hour? Yeah, an hour to do it. And Nick and I are going to be entering.
Going to be entering, and we're going to wear Call of Duty skins while we repair cars.
Yeah, Beavis and Butthead.
Right.
Yeah,
That's what it's going to look like.
Pretty much. I'm sure we'll make ashes of ourselves, but it should be a lot of fun. So
Right.
hopefully
So,
Kevin Bird got my message that we wanted to do it and we're in. Otherwise, maybe
I'm sure we'll be in there. I mean,
I think we will.
so if you come to MTE this year, you'll get to see that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be interesting.
I'm looking forward to it.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
All right, guys. You wasted another perfectly good hour watching Smash Masters. I
Oh,
appreciate it.
gosh, come
Make sure to like and subscribe, whatever platform you like, and maybe some others as well. I appreciate it. Giveaway coming up on Facebook. Michael Price, thanks for coming on the show. We loved having you on.
Yes,
Nick,
sir.
you were lovely as well.
Always.
All right.
I appreciate it,
everybody.
guys.
See you guys. Have a good one.
So crank it up loud.